everyone, welcome to today's tutorial, and in this video I will be covering this tool called the Reshape tool. Now the Reshape tool comes in handy if you want to resize your objects or your shapes, right? So it's really easy to do that, and let's see how that's done. So let's first create a new document. For this video, I will be sticking to this A4 size document, which is 210 millimeters by 297 millimeters. The orientation will be portrait, and I will give a name to my document, Reshape Tool. So of course you can use any of these documents that have been provided by Adobe Illustrator, or you can customize a document even further by providing in the values in the width and the height options right here. So let's begin. Alright. So in case if you all are not able to see all these tools on your screen, it's probably because that the Essential Classics options has not been selected. So make sure you do that from this drop down box below. Okay. So first, let's start by making our objects, right? So I'll go over to the rectangle tool and make a simple rectangle by clicking and dragging my mouse like that. So by default, the fill of my shape is white and the stroke, which is the outline, is black, right? So we could either let it be the way it is, or we could of course change the fill of our shape, right? So I'll just let it be for now. So this rectangle is a closed shape, right? So I'll also show you how you can use the reshape tool with an open-ended shape as well. So I'll go over to my pen tool right here and deselect the fill. Only the stroke will be there. So I'll just make a random open-ended shape like that and click on escape. Yeah. Okay. I'll first show you how. I'll first start with the closed-ended shape, which is the rectangle. I'll select it and go over to the scale tool right here. So if we click on the scale tool, we come to this shape called the reshape tool. We click on that and we click on the path of the rectangle right here. So when we do that, you can see this anchor point is added to the path, right? So we could do that by clicking on various other paths where you want to add your anchor points. Right? So these anchor points actually will help you to resize your rectangle even further, right? So we go back to the direct selection tool right here and click on one of these anchor points, this one. I'll zoom in, right? So with the help of the direct selection tool, we can grab one of these handles and make the necessary changes however you wanted it to be, right? So we could move it upwards like this or downwards or however you want it, right? And like that. We come over to the next anchor tool. Similarly, just grab the handles and make the necessary changes like that. So of course, play around with it and see what all designs or what all designs you come up with. So it's pretty random. You can play around with it, experiment it however you want. So super easy to do. Just make sure that you are clicking on these anchor points right here. Like that. And one last anchor point, which is here. And we'll bring this outward and I'll bring this inwards like that. And There you go. So with the Reshape tool, you can now see how I've transformed the simple rectangle into this shape right here. So of course, if there are any edges, you can see these dots coming up right here. So you can use these to round off the edges like that. Now let's also fill in this shape with a color, and I'll choose green like that. Now similarly, you can do the same thing with this open-ended shape like that. So we'll select our shape and go back to the Reshape tool right here. Unfortunately, there is no shortcut key for this Reshape tool. Similarly, we go back and make our anchor points on our open-ended shape like that. So make as many anchor points you like or as little as you like. It's completely your call. We go back to the direct selection tool and click on the anchor point. So let's grab the handles and play around with it. And as you can see, this is super easy to do. But of course, you need a lot of practice and patience to play around with it however you want. Like that. You can also bring these anchor points upwards like that or downwards like that and just play around with the handles however you want. And that's it. Now since my shape has a black outline, we can also change the stroke color from black to red and make the stroke thicker from the stroke weight. Now by default it's 1. We can make it thicker by choosing in the greater values. So let's choose 5 and there you go. So now let's also quickly save our document. So to do that, we go back to the file option and click on save as. So by default, our documents will be saved in this Adobe Illustrator file, which is the AI file. So I highly recommend that we first save our file in this format so that in case if we want to make any further changes, we can directly access our AI files. So once that's done, we click on save. Now, in case I want to also save my document in a JPEG format, we can do that by going back to File, going to Export and Export As. So again, by default, our save as type will come as a JPEG format. In case if you see some other format, we can just click on this drop-down box and choose the JPEG format and click on export. And that's it. Now we've come to the end of this video. I hope you found this video to be useful, and with a little practice, you will soon get the hang of the Reshape tool. Thank you for watching and keep practicing.